You wanna get right
Okay.
into it?
Yeah, I'm waiting on gonna wait on my girlfriend to upload my tournament VODs, but I have other VODs too to
Mm-hmm.
watch.
Also,
Uh,
if you have any questions or things you want to talk about, we
let's
could
see.
waste time with that. I guess it wouldn't be wasting time, but spend time doing that.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Melee is cool. I'm trying to I basically spent the past week just trying to beat up Sheik
Mm-hmm.
and get better at that because I don't really think I knew or I didn't know any of the up throw combos before last week, so
Yeah.
I've been working on getting more consistent with those, which is like actually pretty easy. Like it really wasn't that
Yeah.
hard. I didn't know what the right things were to do.
Yeah. I think once you
Um,
learn what you got to do, it ends up being pretty easy.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
have you like thought about like neutral against Sheik? I know in the lesson, I don't think we talked about it all that much, but or like all that much in like a general sense. But have you like felt any ways playing against Sheik a lot, or like spots that you feel like you struggle with, or anything like that?
yeah. So I think the Sheik like the Sheik I play the most against is Graham Sheik.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and which he's like been playing more of, but um he doesn't a lot of people like most Sheiks I play don't play like that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like difficult to transfer it to I mean, like, obviously, it's the same character and there's still, like, applicable, um, like, things, but in neutral, my main goal is, like, to either catch Sheik running under with dash attack or with, grab by full hopping and landing on top of her while she's in lag with,
Mm-hmm.
like, a drill, or, um, I think, like, approaching Sheik like, the last matchup I worked on before Sheik was Captain Falcon, and it
Yeah.
seemed like Falcon was, like, pretty it was pretty dangerous to try and, like, challenge him in the air,
Yeah.
because his double jump is or, like, his double jump aerials are, like, pretty strong. Oh, Graham asked, "Where's the lesson? Where's lesson?"
It's
It's
just
in the
happening.
fucking
It's just in the
chat.
normal Discord. Freak.
Yeah, chat.
Come on,
Uh,
Graham.
I'll
um.
tell him.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
I feel like they are pretty different. Falcon. Well, it's more that like I think Sheik also can do a good job challenging you in the air, but it's just like it's that Falcon's like only real way of interacting with you is like in the air, and so it's like if you don't give that to him, then it ends up being way more difficult for him to actually hit you. Slash, you have good ways to defend against all those things. But with Sheik, it's like I think Sheik has a lot of ways to like interact with Foxwell in the air, but she also has a lot of good ways to interact with him on the ground, right? So it's like you can't like necessarily sing what's it called? You can't like single it out as much as before. I do think Sheik has more inconsistencies in the spots that she can interact with Fox. Like since the way that she jumps, sometimes she has to decide whether she wants to do an early aerial or late aerial or fast fall or no fast fall. And there are times you can hit her, um, you know, like you can hit her before she lands if she does like no
yeah.
fast fall on reaction to her jumping, or like if she does fast fall, you can react to the fact that she jumped and decide I'm gonna hit no fast or I'm gonna hit fast fall, and then maybe like running Chandra landing or whiff punisher or something like with grab.
Mhm.
So it's you still have like decisions obviously, but I do think that it's different from Falcon in that sense where it's like she has way more variance in her jump, which makes it harder to interact with, but generally um, it's
She
kind of the
doesn't have, like,
same.
knee,
Yeah, she doesn't
like,
have moves like Nair that cover
or,
the
like,
whole
stomp.
screen, or Knee that like, or a
Yeah,
demon move or Stomp that like hits perfectly under him, etc., etc.
yeah. Um, yeah, let's see. I think I went to so the VOD I was gonna share, I went to a tournament, I went to a nightclub in New York, and I went to, first round, I played a Sheik who had this was, like, his 2nd tournament for Melee and or, like, 3rd or something, and,
Mm-hmm.
or I talked to him afterwards, and he told me this, but, like, I went back and watched the VODs and basically just got, like, jabbed, up tilted, down tilted, like, up tilt or up tilt a bunch. Like I just got hit by like moves. I think because I like whenever I play Graham, like he only grabs in neutral,
Hmm.
or like he does a lot of like, or he doesn't just like spam the A button basically.
Yeah.
But I lost to that, and I realized I should probably shield more versus like Sheiks that are not Graham.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and we talked a little bit about like down or like acting out of shield versus Sheik. So I think I messaged you about like fair on shield,
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
and um, also talked about like what's it called? Um, oh, I talked with Graham about like down smash, like getting hit by down smash out of shield. So he said like for the first two hits, like you can wave dash out, but if you get hit with the third hit, that you can't do anything about it.
The way
Um,
that works is the first two hits you can do wave dash out shine or like wave dash out up smash and grab, like you have time for it. But if you get hit with three hits, the only thing you can do is wave dash shine, and if you get
mhm.
four hits, you can't do anything. And
Oh, four hits. Okay.
yeah, four hits you can't do anything. Three hits you can wave dash shine, only wave dash shine. Um,
I'll practice that then. Yeah.
yeah, and the main thing that you need to know about that is just that like the way that you judge how many hits you'll get on your shield is either it's just by like your shield angling. If you're neutral shield angling, you'll generally get two or less. If you're shield angling in towards Sheik, you'll generally get three.
Mhm.
And I think that's just like because you can't react to how many hits you can't react to whether it's two hits or three hits. You kind of just have to assume. And so as long as you know what like action, like if you were shield angling forward before, or if you were shield neutral before, or maybe even angling away, then that's how you would judge it. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to
You just have
watch.
to know what you were doing before and make
Yeah.
your decision based off that. Yeah.
Sure. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I would like to go back. I don't know. Uh, Let me call my girlfriend really quick because I want to see if she's got the she said she was gonna upload all the VODs, but I just want one. So let me see if she can just give me that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I should have had this before the lesson.
No, take you're chilling.
Um,
Um,
hey, can you did you already start uploading stuff? Can you send me the folder link? Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I just want to watch one of them. Thank you, Helen. Okay, cool. Bye bye. Okay. Um, I have uh Graham's in the chat.
yeah. In the meantime, do you want to watch one of your random games against Evo Scram Sheik?
Um, I just got the videos, so I can
Oh,
share them with
nice.
you.
Okay, cool.
Um, let me. We could watch me Graham as well,
Yeah.
but let me. I'll send you the folder link. I don't think they've like finished processing or whatever. So let me check which file it is really quickly,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you don't have to download all of them. I think it would be this. I don't know if she got all three games. Let's see. Um. But yeah, if this, I'll spend like 2 seconds on this, and if it doesn't work, then I'll just watch a Graham one.
Yeah, I'm down.
Play this video, you need to pay money.
Nice.
Thanks, Windows. Do I not have VLC on this? Oh, I do. What the fuck? Okay. Um, there we go. I won this game. This one, I really apologize. Okay, so it's 1373 is the one.
1373. Okay.
Yeah, you should have access to it, and if not, I can. Oh no, you don't. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Share restricted. Anyone with a link. Copy link. Oh, I sent it to Graham instead of you. Sorry. I was like, why didn't you get it? Okay, this one you should be able to download.
Ah.
Yeah, I this one is like probably the worst video quality of all of them, but you can definitely still see what is happening.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Um, yeah. Well, I'm glad someone's using this image, the flowchart.
Oh yeah, I like saw it. Sammy like used it in a lesson a while back, and I was like, wait, that's like a good resource. I'll save that. So I had it bookmarked on my computer. Yeah, that's really funny that you made that. That's insane, actually.
I saw it from a lesson. Like he told it. I don't even remember what it was. It was it may have been one of yours, or it may have
Mm-hmm.
been like some, I don't know, but I just heard him verbally say it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna write this down.
Mm-hmm. That's really funny. That's sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Done downloading. Fuck, what thing do I open this in? VLC, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is frame by frame in VLC.
Yeah. I wish. Man. Okay. We should watch a match of you versus Graham.
Okay.
The angle is very hard.
Yeah. Okay. We can just watch the most recent game that Graham and I played.
Yeah, that'd be
Sorry.
best.
This one, yeah, I was just kind of confused why I kept getting hit, but this one, I think I beat up Graham.
I'm sure most of the issues are gonna be the same. It's just that we could talk about Sheik's ground threats. Sort of, I could like show you a match of Fox Sheik, and because it's like Sheik. I mean, so.
I'm sending it now.
Yeah. Okay. The biggest thing is that like I think a lot of people don't realize that like Sheik is good at jumping and things like that, but Sheik also has like the best ground threats in the game. She has dash attack, forward tilt, up tilt, jab, down tilt. She has big moves that hit in front of her on the ground and they're all like fast, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's like people generally tend to like not play around those threats because they're like, well, Sheik's jumping. I got to deal with Sheik jumping. But it's like Sheik is like Sheik is really good in both positions, right? So you have to play like accordingly, and I think like where a lot of people like get their mileage against Sheik is they're like, well, I'm just gonna nerf the Sheik as fast as humanly possible, and like they like what ends up happening is there's some inconsistencies in how her ground moves interact because they're not like lasting hitboxes. They're kind of more like, you know, like forward tilt. It doesn't like stay out forever. It just kind of hits in the spot. And so they're like, oh well, I'm just gonna nerf the Sheik, and then it ends up lining up with like interacting decently with forward tilt, and so that's where they get like a lot of their value or something like that. But generally, I mean, things like Nair just kind of lose to forward tilt a lot of the time if timed like reasonably. And so like, I think that like there's a lot to be learned about like ground game against Sheik, and there's a lot that you have to deal with. Like ground game against Sheik is really, 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 really hard, I think. And
Yeah, because she doesn't have to like keep doing moves either. Like she can F tilt dash back.
she could wave dash back. She could walk forward. She could do fucking anything that kind of just leaves her reasonably available, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm gonna start streaming.
Graham and I played this like an hour and a half ago.
Oh, nice. That's really funny. Nice. It'll be super fresh. Maybe there'll be some spots that you like remember and can tell me how you feel about them.
Sure.
Okay. Are you in?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go. Oh, that was pretty cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I tried to dare there. I fucked up.
Yeah. I think if you are gonna, cause you wave dash down after the down tilt, right? To like maybe like set yourself up. But what you can do is when you like hit someone with like a move like this, like with down tilt specifically, and
it's the ASCI down, right?
Yeah. And you're like, oh fuck, they held down. You could just wave dash forward. And what wave dashing forward does is it gets you next to them and it lets you out of lag fast enough to crouch tech chase them. Does that make sense?
Because yeah, like, I've never practiced that before.
Yeah, because if you were just like, it's a random thing that I figured out that I don't think that many people do, but like in this spot specifically, when you down tilt them and you're like, fuck, I want to get close to them, but I can't dash because it's too close. you can actually wave dash forward crouch, and it like sets up like the crouch tech chase perfectly. And I know that's maybe random and not the most important thing, but it's
Because get up attack
always
doesn't knock down.
yeah, yeah. If you're crouching, get up attack doesn't like knock you down, right? You know about crouch tech chasing and stuff, right?
I'm not very good at it, and I've never practiced it, but I do know how it works.
Okay, that's all that matters is if you know how it works. Yeah. Nair's fine. Yeah. Becker. You grabbed the ledge super early, but it's actually fine. I do think though in this position, you shouldn't grab ledge so early, just because you want to like always leave you potentially jumping off stage and shining Sheik on the table.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not like you. I think you deciding to grab ledge here was normal and good, but you want to like make the Sheik think that you could just jump off and shiner, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And
because
so,
it threatens more than one option.
yeah, yeah. And so as long as you just stand on the stage for longer, that's like actually like a threat for her. But when you grab ledge just early, it's like all she has to do is be like, okay, I'm gonna up B back to stage, edge grab me from ledge or whatever. But you know, if you were standing on stage, you wouldn't have to like ever. She wouldn't just have to. She wouldn't be like able to feel that way, you know. And you could always grab ledge at a later timing. Like you could grab ledge from stage at the exact timing that you did that fire stall, right?
Yeah.
Without Sheik being able to do anything about it.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely harder to recover when you're dealing with like more than one potential edge guard option.
Yeah.
I probably could have got F tilted for that full hop.
Honestly, I feel like I don't think the full hop you would have gotten like F tilted for. Like this is all like pretty. Like Sheik wouldn't really be F tilting in that spot. I feel like the main thing is once the Sheik like, man, I just feel like you could have been probably a little bit more proactive with how you moved out of shield. It did not feel like you weren't like really looking for anything. You're just like, I'm light shielding, not gonna get hit, but it's like you have to make a decision here, right?
Like drop down dash or
yeah, it's like you gotta like, you know, she bears her shield and maybe you full hop and drift back and you like avoid something, or maybe you like shield drop instantly, or maybe you like, you know, maybe you wave dash off and delay something, but
yeah.
Man,
I thought I had time.
yeah, you really did not.
I agree.
It's like you knew that she was running off, but it's like, you know, it's if you're. I feel like a big misconception Foxes have about the Sheik matchup is they're like, I'm gonna whiff punish the Sheik landing, I'm gonna jump, but like, I think being on the ground to whiff punish Sheik's like landing stuff is like significantly better, but it is harder to be fair. But like,
Shine.
yeah, it's like if you're like, you know, running shining here, or if you were
sure.
run up grabbing or something, right? You could have like actually been in the spot to hit it, right? You could have actually done something, but since you're naring, you are simply just in the air, not able to like aim at all. And then Sheik could have gotten like a pretty good position, because what could have happened is like if Sheik runs away like this and then she jumps here and then realizes that you're naring, she will simply just like do a needle on top of you and then grab you or something, right? But
here she'll do a needle.
Yeah. So what would happen is she'd run away, and then instead of wave dashing, she'd like jump, and then she would just do like short hop backflip, and then like do a late needle on top of your nair and whiff punish you.
Like B reverse needle.
Yeah, like B reverse. Can you like imagine that? Like she'd just do like a B reverse short hop needle, and so she'd do that, and then just like true whiff punish your nair and get like a grab on you. Right. Yeah. And obviously it's a mix up, but
so run is faster than jumping, I'm assuming, or like obviously you land with lag. Like if you do an aerial and I decided to shine, which would also put me in more lag, but like does the act of running faster than doing a short hop with full drift?
They're actually pretty similar. I think that running is slightly faster. But it's more that like when you're on the ground, you are available to make decisions, right?
Right.
When
you're actionable.
Yeah, when you jump, the only thing you could do is jump and like maybe nair or something like that, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, 1 second. Actually, I want to see There's something wrong with my fucking microphone. That's it. Okay. Okay. Let's keep on going. And we actually talked about this in the last lesson, pretty briefly, but I feel like you could have been more what's it called? More reactive out of your full hops, right?
Choose to do the dare instead of just like assuming.
Yeah, because it's like in this spot, if you're deciding the way I see it, if you're deciding the full hop, that means that you're intending to do something to avoid a wider range. So I guess I'll explain what full hopping does, but it's like you full hop because it lets you more directly interact with a wider range of decisions and gives you the possibility to react. Right? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah,
And
I
so
agree.
when you do this full hop, it is like you should be taking advantage of that by, playing more reactively, right? And so I think full hopping there was like fine, but if you're going to do the full hop, you have to like actually check. And what I would have felt like if when I did the full hop, I would have been like, oh, Sheik is grabbing under me instead of drilling at up here, which I feel like you kind of did pretty preemptively. I would have like simply just started drilling like now, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then you would have like gone like a real drill on the Sheik. And I also feel like you did a poor job reacting with your drift. Because if
Yeah,
you
I
look at
drifted
your
back.
drift, yeah, you drifted back, right? But it's like you had no reason to drift back. You could have actually like seen that the Sheik was literally grabbing completely
Yeah,
reactively, and so it's
if I was
like,
watching and not
yeah,
reacting.
yeah, I
Yeah, I agree.
agree, yeah, and so full hops, really try and like make because there's no other reason to full hop if you're not going to react, right? Full hopping is literally just so you can react. And I think this is also like a general thing more for also like screen looking, right? Reaction
Yeah,
points, things of that nature where it's like I have actions that I, let myself react with, and full hop's one of them, and you have to like really, really like, actually look.
yeah.
Um, and do you
We love
feel
grab.
like the one that I'm ask or the question that I want to ask is if you want to read the Sheik running forward like this, what options do you think you should do?
Probably a fade back drill or I don't I don't think full hop would have been as good because I would land on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think fade back drill is good or like dash back. I think I had enough room to dash back
Yeah.
or shield.
Yep. I agree with all of those. I just wanted to see how you felt about it. But yeah, you controller running in, you could dash further
Yeah, I
back
don't
and
think
not
what I
space
did was
it.
like the correct thing to do,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, 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 for sure. I was just curious.
Yeah, I should have been ready to do one of those things.
Yeah, I feel like you. The thing is, you like did the wave dash back. You were like reacting. You saw that she ran forward, but you did not have a good plan for once you saw her run forward. And I feel like,
Yeah, mentally what to do. I don't think I've practiced executing it though.
mm-hmm. Well, the thing
Like,
is about you doing like something like a drill in place or something, or like dashing back, is like those things you generally don't do super reactively. You do them preemptively and then like kind of confirm as they go, right?
sure.
And there are spacings where you can like see that she runs forward and then decide to do a decision, but that's like further away, right? But I
Yeah.
feel like the big part is that like when you are not necessarily preparing for any of those things and you see her running forward, it's important to like have a plan. And so I think like I'm gonna pause it right before you decide to wave dash or whatever. Um, from this point where you see her running forward, like what do you think are like or like what types of decisions would you want to make from this spot that will let you like, you know, interact with the Sheik or avoid the Sheik or be relevant, right?
What types of decisions do I want to
Yeah,
make?
like what would you want? Like if you were in this exact position, what decision would you want to make, knowing that the Sheik is running forward towards you?
Um, I think whether or not I want to attack or get out of there, um,
Mm-hmm.
based on like percent and position and
Yeah.
whatnot. Uh,
Do you
and
think
then
you could be a bit more specific about like what, if you were to attack, what you would do, or if you were to be evasive, what would you do?
yeah, like okay, yeah. So if she runs in with like dash attack or boost grab, then I would want to drill in place or fade back drill
Well, in this
from like
specific position right here,
oh
because this
okay.
is like, because this is off like, remember how this situation happened is you were dashing forward here and you react during your dash heads and you reacted to the Sheik running forward, right? So let's assume that this is like the exact point or whatever where you've like reacted to Sheik running forward.
Spacing.
Yeah, and so it's like from here, where what type of decision like would you want, like what decision would you want to make from here, to achieve your goals?
Yeah. Like what type of move I would want to do?
I mean, it's just like, do you have an idea of what you like? It's super, or it's more general where it's like you could maybe if you were to use a move, what move would you use, or if you weren't going to use a move, what would your goals for the situation be? Would you want to, like it's, it in the like truest sense of like a mix up? What decision would you make in this mix up, right?
Um, oh, like what advantageous mix-ups could I play?
Um, I don't know if this is necessarily advantageous, but like,
Oh,
um, so I guess to give you an idea, I if I saw Sheik running forward as I was dashing forward, and I thought that she was going to continue running forward, one of the decisions that I would make would be to to continue dashing forward and cross up with her.
yeah, and like nair pass.
No, I wouldn't even there. I would simply just run forward. I would run
Oh,
forward
run.
and then crouch. So if I were in this spot at this exact moment and I saw Sheik running forward and I thought that she would continue running forward, I would just dash forward and then crouch at the Pokeball.
Hmm.
Um, why do you think I would do something like that?
Because if she, I think it's like there are a lot of benefits positionally to be in center. She can't like do. Uh, I think the only thing that loses to is like wave dash back grab, but I think otherwise like it beats like wave dash back F tilt. It beats her like running through with like dash attack or boost grab.
Yep.
Um, it is, and it's yeah, it's like pretty good positionally to be in center. So and you also don't put yourself in lag.
Yeah.
Like you're pretty actionable and you can react to like whatever she chooses.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I would make that decision because positionally it has value and it avoids the main threats of her moving forward, which is her boost grabbing and her dash attacking, right? It gets me out of the situation. And then I have another layer of safety where if she did decide to do wave dash back or jump, I would be safe against both of those things because I would be able to CC any of her tilts, and if she jumped and I were crouching, I'd be able to react and either decide to CC or to like, make an aggressive decision, like maybe just up tilting or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And um, so that's one of the types of like one of the decisions I would make in this spot. And so kind of given that, we were able to go through it like that and map out what are good things to do, or like what given that I'm gonna dash forward to read it, why does it, what does it accomplish? Can you think of any other types of decisions that you could make that would?
Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think um running or hmm. I don't think you have enough space to hit wave dash back F tilt. Not that I don't think that combos well. Yeah, or like I was gonna like my impulse is to say like running shine, but I don't think you actually have enough space to do that for given wave dash back.
I think, well, you also have to think if you running shine, what like happens, right? And you know how a lot of the time when you're running shine, you're holding down, right? So you could potentially
Yeah.
ASDI down something like a forward tilt, right? So I think like that seems like, pretty reasonable decision. It's like you you see that the Sheik's running forward, and you decide to running shine like, you know, um, you know where Sheik is right now, right? You running shine right in front of her head, and so what
Mhm.
ends up happening is that's like a pretty good running shine spacing, and if she, you know, decides to keep running through, she'll actually get intercepted somewhere here. Not sure where specifically, but she'll get intercepted somewhere here. So I think that's good. And then so it's like, oh, it does actually hit her if she keeps running forward in some capacity, right? But then we
Yeah.
think about defensively. Well, if she decides to like maybe short hop in this spot or wave dash back, does it give you any like defenses against those? Well, if she does like wave dash back tilt, it seems like you might be in a pretty normal position, or maybe you can at least defend because you know you're ASDing down, right?
Yeah.
Or if you know if she jumps, you may shine, which I think is pretty bad against jump, but at the very least, you might be able to like ASDI down if she does an aerial and you know maybe like get out, or maybe you could like wave shine. You like do running shine forward and then you wave shine down and then you realize that she's like, you know, jumping in front of you. Maybe you like decide to attack her or something. So it seems like you have, you know, some amount of options when you running shine that are all pretty good defensively. So I think running
Yeah.
shining in this position seems pretty good. Do you
Yeah.
have any ones that seem like that have like, you know, you dashing back from here and trying to avoid Sheik? Because I could think of a few.
Yeah. So I would assume that like at low percents, she would go for grab
Yeah.
if she chooses to like run all the way in. So um if she tries to like uh uh, if she goes for like boost grab on like the gray line where Fox's feet are,
Hmm.
um then I think yeah, dash back and then like dashing back just like a little bit and maybe like shield stop full hop
Yeah.
would put you in a good spot
I
to punish
agree.
that.
That is exactly what I was thinking of, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's you see how we have like those are essentially all of the types of decisions that I would make in that spot. I'd run all the way forward in cross up positions. I'd running shine and try and maybe like stop her like during her dash pretty quickly, or then I would like move far back to outspace all the things that she could do, and then do something like full hop that you know leaves me pretty safe, right? Because you could technically just fully dash out of the way and maybe be safe, but you know you do the full hop because you're not sure if she's gonna keep on running forward or not, and you kind of want to
Yeah.
like be a bit more reactive. And if you full hop, you still have a good like you can still interact with her dashing forward pretty well. And if she
Yeah,
stops
you have like
dashing
enough
forward, you could still you know hit her slash defend yourself, right? So yeah, I mean that's like those are kind of all the things I think you could do in this position, and not it. See, this might seem like you know random position or whatever, right? But like I feel like I pretty clearly have a plan, and so I think it if it's valuable enough for me to have a plan right now, then maybe like you know when spots like these come up where it's like you know I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do and the thing I did didn't work, then it's worthwhile to like think it through, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And then like I think doing it now we kind of have an idea of how we should approach these situations because I definitely think that like you know there's some things we didn't talk about maybe like in terms of how much time you actually have to do any options, but I felt like you got that pretty intuitively and you didn't pick like laggy options like wave dashing or jumping it, right? You
Yeah.
picked fast options like running shining or you know dashing back and full hopping, right?
Yeah.
And so that shows that there's definitely still value in judging those aspects of each given situation too. And so I think if you find positions that you like aren't sure about and you know want to figure more about when you're watching, then you know approaching them through a similar framework that we did right now could prove very valuable, right?
Right.
And this is also the big part that I really want to take into account is that this is all given that we're reacting to something, right? So this
Yeah.
is we know that the Sheik is dashing forward, and we feel like we've seen her dash for a meaningful enough time to kind of like think that she might run in, right?
Right.
And so, you know, when you find other situations, you want to like find something similar to that maybe there's like something that we are reacting to before we make any of these decisions, right? Because I don't
Right.
think I think that technically you could say that you know given that Sheik wasn't or running forward, that maybe something like run up crouch still is pretty good, or maybe something like dash back full hop still pretty good or whatever, right? But at that point, you're guessing a lot harder than you would otherwise, right? And so it's like applying like a reasoning slash something concrete behind the reason why we make these decisions is also really important too.
Sure.
Yeah, and does that all make sense? Like everything essentially that we covered, or
Yeah, I mean, I think this situation in particular, I um it the hardest part for me is taking in all the data.
mm-hmm.
And like I think it's pretty easy to like overthink neutral in this way of like, oh, I need to do like the best thing at this time. Whereas I think it's probably easier just to like generalize it and have like a couple different defaults like in that are just like ready to go in your brain rather than like trying to figure out like what the best thing is to do.
Yeah, I think creating a baseline is like I mean, you have to have a baseline to build off of it, right? You can't do any
Yeah,
of the complex stuff until you know like where like the core of the situation lies. I agree.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I think just like not overthinking it and just having some defaults would be pretty helpful.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And you always have people to ask too if you feel like you could ask them for their perspective. If it's like, oh, I feel like I thought up the situation a little bit. How do you feel about the kind of the decisions that I've come up with it, right?
Sure.
And then you could compare and see how they feel, et cetera, and get perspective. And that could also be very valuable.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Yeah. So what I did was not relevant.
Yeah, like this grab, wave dashing takes too long, and so you'd never actually get to like grab before the Sheik like ended up past you, right?
Yeah. Mm,
Well,
I did it.
yeah, that's
And then I
good.
thought I could shine her.
Yeah, and you definitely could not.
Yeah, this I've been working on like all this week. And I also could have ran off instead of jumping, I
Yeah,
think.
I think if you ran off and shined, you actually totally could have hit her. But if you full hopped, you definitely don't have the like. It's
I
too
think it
like much time,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. I haven't practiced it like going off the ledge yet.
It does not come up that often, so I
Yeah.
think that's pretty reasonable. But maybe this is a valuable little a moment. It's like, oh man,
Let
I
me
just learned that
go.
she could even go off the stage. What the heck? It's
Yeah.
like maybe it's worthwhile thinking about that, even just a little bit. Maybe you don't have to like map it out fully, but it's just like to recognize the position and be like, this is a thing. Could always be pretty valuable too. Um,
I guess it also depends on DI because like I think he was holding in there.
he,
Or no.
he like smashed that away on the up tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he on the nair he didn't really DI it because you did it pretty late, so maybe he was like switching DIs, and then he smashed the up tilt away. And since you did turn around on it, you didn't get like because I think if you did turn on up tilt here, you would have actually gotten the hitbox that like
Pop straight up.
yeah
And you get bear.
yeah you get like another hit or whatever, but you got like a weird kind of or inside hitbox. When you get off stage here, you still have your double jump, so you can just double jump to stage and you're safe.
True, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not on knockdown percent, this is not like a death position at all. This is simply just double jump back to stage and keep on edge guarding. Um,
That was a JC up smash, which I should not have done.
yeah, I feel like this wave dash down is good, but then it's like during your wave dash down, you probably should have seen that the Sheik was down tilting, and like at the very least, decided not to jab, right? Because you're
Yeah.
jabbing to Rita running forward, but it's like she just
She's
literally
not-
cannot be.
Yeah.
Um, and so given that she couldn't have been running forward, what do you think you would have wanted to do?
I don't actually know if I have enough time to grab it, but that's what I would do if I knew I had a free whiff punish.
Let's check. You're actionable this frame, so we could assume you're dashing forward this frame. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. So it
I
looks
think I had
like you
enough.
had a lot of time to like at least
Yeah,
get over
10
there.
frames of dash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, given that, I feel like you totally had time if you like saw the down tilt just to run up grab. And the thing about run up grab is that you also, you have time to you could be CCing during grab too, which is pretty important
I
because
think I just saw her crouching and I was like not sure if she was gonna dash out of it. I don't think I recognized that she did down tilt.
hmm yeah. So I mean, that's a part of like reaction points and stuff. You want to like actually see like the specifics of what they're doing and like the time you have to react, right? And spots like these are also really important to like be pretty critical about because you can't tell if you can't tell that like Sheik was down tilting here, then there will probably be a lot more other spots where it's like, man, Sheik's doing this laggy thing that I couldn't see, and then you just like give up on punish positions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you meant to up tilt or up smash. This up smash was also kind of a thing where I think you like once you jabbed, you realized that she was down tilting,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh fuck, she's down tilting. I gotta like whiff punish it or whatever. But at this point, you should have been like, oh, the down tilt is
And I don't have enough time. Yeah.
yeah, it's like the down tilt's already almost over at this point. I gotta keep I gotta do something else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like once this like drill, this is like a thing that a lot of Fox players do, where they like attack and then their opponent rolls and they like realize that their opponent rolled and they just like assume that they have enough time to hit it, but it's
Yeah.
like you were so late that like Sheik forward tilt was able to come out, right? Like there's a 0% chance any option you did would have actually hit this roll, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like this is kind of another reaction point thing where it's like at this
Dash
point,
down here. Yeah.
yeah, at this point it's like you don't actually have the time to, hit the Sheik for rolling, so you could, you kind of have to play it accordingly. I feel like if I were to like choose to play this spot out, I actually would just like stand still
Yeah.
because you don't have enough time to get close to her safely. So it's like, well, I will just hold my spacing and like try and not like get hit by something I shouldn't get hit by, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and you see, because of it, you end up getting weird forward tilt clank in the forward tilted because you're outspaced, right? Yep.
Yeah. I should have held shield after the clank.
Yeah, but then I think you tried to grab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go all the way in. Nice. Oh, that was a bad recovery though.
Missed the ledge. I
Yeah.
missed ledge like twice in this game. I always get fucked up with the Pokemon ledges in the camera.
Mm-hmm. Gotta practice it. I think it's hard, but doable. Um. Honestly, I feel like. Well, I guess the first thought I have is this is the second time where you kind of like have done an action and then been like jabbing when it like probably wasn't really that like likely that they'd end up getting hit by it, right?
Yeah. Because you want to be actionable.
Yeah, it's just like this jab doesn't actually really hit anything,
Yeah.
and it's like you're just kind of putting yourself in lag. And then I feel like one thing I've realized kind of when I watch you ledge pressure is that I feel like you just like wave dash a ton and don't like it does not feel like you're specifically kind of looking for like a timing that she could be getting off of ledge. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
This was a problem I had earlier this year that I tried to work on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it was December. It was don't die in the corner of December.
That's funny.
And it I worked on it for a little bit, trying to be like I made save states of like Falco, like all of Falco's get up options off ledge to
Mm-hmm.
like learn the tech roll length and to uh learn hit the arc for like tournament winner and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um but for some reason or another and I like throughout that process the moral of the story was that like in order to cover things from ledge you have to be actionable
Yeah.
and like reacting to what they do, and I'm like obviously not doing that here. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. if I could go back, I would try to just stand on the gray line and not do anything.
Yeah, I think you could also be dash dancing because if you're like, if you're standing still, you have to think of this from like the defender perspective. If you're standing still, then they know exactly where you're going to be, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So at least you at least want to be dash dancing because if you were like, I don't think necessarily your movement patterns in terms of where you ended up were bad because it's like
I just put
you
myself in a lot of unnecessary lag.
yeah, you just put yourself in lag. But if you're dash dancing around this spot and then you like, you go behind the ledge dash, which I think is a really good thing to do in Sheik, that's also like a totally reasonable spot to be. But you have to like, you can't do it with like wave dashes. You have to like, I'm gonna dash dance in this spot for a while, and then I'm gonna do like a long foxtrot to end up behind your ledge dash, and then like, do something with dash from there, depending on if you ledge dash or not, right?
I never thought about getting behind ledge dash because I always assume that I'll get fared.
Uh, it's not that reactable, you know? It like is
Yeah.
really hard to like cuz from Sheik's perspective, she can't like see that you're doing all these things super well, right? She just like doesn't she cannot see them. There's just not enough like time, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of the time you could dash dance around this spot and then at the time where she'd normally ledge dash up, you just run behind her and it's like she couldn't have told. She literally could not like have known that you were going to do that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And
As long as
so
you do it early enough so that you don't get hit by like wave dash or ledge dash up tilt, I think it's fine.
yeah, I agree. But yeah, against Sheik specifically, going behind ledge is totally like a reasonable thing, and it's totally good because Sheik doesn't have like compared to other characters, Sheik is pretty bad at dealing with spots where like her opponent's behind her, right? It's hard like doing like turnaround tilt stuff is kind of awkward. Her dash back is pretty bad, and then like her jump isn't like fast enough to stop people from being behind her super easily. Now she has good moves like back air, but back air requires some setup, right? So it's not like super fast compared to a Fox or a character like Fox or Falco. Or if you're behind them, they will simply just dash up smash you. Sheik doesn't have like a dash up smash, or Sheik doesn't have like a Falco forward smash or a Falco like bear, right? Those she doesn't have things as fast as those options. So compared to those characters, being behind them or being behind Sheik is pretty good. Um,
You got the weird drift thing.
Yeah. I think it's good that you had the awareness to like overshoot from the shield spot because like she could have like moved before you actually got there from the roll. But
Yeah.
I feel like if you're going to overshoot, why not use running shine, right?
Yeah, because then I could running shine her into up smash or off stage.
Yeah, you could running wave shiner and do like repeated wave shine, hit her off stage or something like that, right? But I feel like dash attack not only is it easy to defend against just because like they hold down tech or they hold down whatever miss tech or whatever. It also if you hit the dash tech, you don't even get like that great of a combo off of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but if you're running shine, I mean, you get way better. It's harder to defend against because running shine's running shine. If you shine their shield, it's not like it's a bad position for you or anything. If you're running shine them when they're crouching or something, it's still a good position for you. And then you're also
Yeah.
holding down, so if they like forward tilt you or something randomly, then you're also still defending, right?
Yeah.
So
Just because I can hit them with a move doesn't mean it's a relevant one.
yeah, it doesn't mean it's like the best move. And so it's like even in spots like these where it's like, oh, you totally got the Sheik, you have to think like, was the decision I made the best one? And that
Yeah,
kind of goes for like all these spots, honestly.
I think in general, yeah, it seems like overshooting running shine is like the juice, or it's like you get the most damage off of it from the ground.
Yeah, I generally agree. It's also the most reactive. Have you ever heard of like thought about that where it's like because running shine is a frame one move, you have like
Yeah.
compared to grab, you have like 7 more frames to react, right?
Yeah,
And that's all relevant.
that makes sense.
Okay, give me 1 second. I actually have to go to the bathroom really quickly.
Yeah, take your time. What's up, Graham? Oh, you can't even talk. You can chat. What's your profile picture? Who is this? Who is this woman? Do I have to reverse Google image search it? Let's see. Uh, how'd you feel about the H-box pop-off? Oh yeah, the fucking yeah, IBW. What a champion. You think that's real top player neutral? Is throwing a temper tantrum? Yeah, I think it's beyond mere human understanding. He took all of our loosh. He took all of our astral energy with that the pop off. Have you ever seen have you ever heard people talk about loosh, Graham? I'm gonna send you something. Um, it's something people used to talk about in high school, but it's kind of a meme. It is like the astral plane. Let me see if I can find awesome this too. But yeah, he was it was something that people used to say in high school. Like if you memed on somebody and they were like confused or they got like your mommed effectively, you know, or like I've got a blank for you right here. Like if that happened, if they were like the victim of that, then people would say like, oh, like they stole your loosh, or like they're just like slurping up the loosh, or I don't know. It was kind of a weird, yeah, like QI, like the astral energy, yeah, Chew, Dairy
Hello.
Queen. Hey Billy, what's up?
Oh, it's having with astral energy. What's the conversation at now? What the heck?
Yeah, we're just talking about some slurping up the loosh. It's really did you
Yeah,
see the IBDW pop off?
I saw it. The one where he like yelled at Hungry Box or something because he like
Yeah,
won it or
he was
something.
just farming our loosh. Like that's he's just 500 IQ. Yeah,
Yeah, he's simply just above us. I kind of get
yeah,
it now.
yeah. He's
That's
sucking it all up.
it's really funny.
All right. Um,
Yeah, let's get back to where we were before.
yeah. Let's see how I stole Graham's loosh.
Yeah, like a true winner.
Dash check again. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah, I
demo
agree
teleport.
though that I should overshoot running shine in those spots.
Yeah, up smash, nice, great.
I love holding the Z button,
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty good against Sheik on
but
respawn.
I also don't move very well out of it. I need to like practice like doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean here you had a good idea. I mean you
I just missed the waveland. Yeah,
you show dropped, and then you were like, I'm gonna go back up to the platform, but then you messed up.
I missed it. Yeah,
Oh boy. Um,
should have wave shined him if I was like a little more reactive.
I agree. I feel like I think the thing is, I feel like with this full hop, I probably would have been drifting back or like already drilling at this point. Cause it's like so sure, I don't think you saw like the grab come out, but
Yeah,
you did see that Sheik started dashing forward, right?
yeah. I
At
should
this
have.
point you could have
Yeah,
told. And so
I think
then you
that's
could
what I'll
drill.
practice next time I play against Sheik is like doing that reactively instead of just impulsively.
Yeah, I think
I
you
think
should
I
try
reacted
it.
too late here.
Yeah, you definitely you were trying to confirm if the Sheik grabbed or not, right? And so
Yeah.
you saw that she grabbed and then got to shine. But the thing is, in a lot of spots like this, when like doing full hop reaction stuff, you could actually look for what happens before. And so it's like she dashes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? It's actually the exact frame I paused on the other time, and I was like, at this point, you could have been like drilling or something, right, and drifting back.
Sure.
And so it's like you totally could have seen that she was, dashing forward and decided to like drift back and drill. And so I think like seeing that information is like very, because you also have to think that like if they did dash forward, dash back, it actually is pretty similar to the thing that I called or talked about before, where it's like sure they were dashing forward, but they have to dash back to avoid the thing that you could do and not get hit. And since they are avoiding it, you can't like decide to avoid something and still hit it. Like they wouldn't be able to dash back out of the way of your drill and then be able to dash back in and like grab it or something, right? Like they just would not. You don't have time to avoid something and also hit it. Does that make sense? So that's like that is why you could like only off the information that they're dashing forward be like, oh, I think I'm actually gonna like drill or something here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this wave dash down is pretty good. Well, I feel like. Yeah, you just have to like actually drift with the nair. Like doing this nair doesn't do anything.
Before I did it too.
Yeah.
Like, I should have just like reacted. I didn't need to dash back when I like the wave dash down. I didn't need to dash back there.
I do. I think dashing back is fine because it also like there's like a timing mix-up to be played here because like you could be dash forward nairing at this exact time, or you could like also dash back once, dash in, and then nair. Right, there is like that timing sort of mix-up there, but I think
a little further.
You just have to like actually try and hit your opponent because what you did here is you like played it as if like you were reading like Sheik dashing forward or something. But it's like if you're dashing back and you want to read her move, like if you're gonna read her running forward, why not just drill in place without even dashing back, right?
Yeah.
Or why not if you dash back, do like a back air or something or full hop. Like if you wanted to read her dashing forward, the ways you could have played it could have been way more specific and like actually worked better. So then it's like since you dash back and decide to like be aggressive in this spot, you have to actually like go fully forward.
Right.
Yeah. Oh. You try to do the good thing, which is grabbing ledge, but you have to do turnaround. Like when you land from this full hop, right here, you just drift forward, turn around, and then wave dash back to ledge. That's like the fastest way to get there.
Yeah, I missed it. Attack.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this nair was not that great. Because I feel like if you did the nair to actually... I assume you did the nair to like maybe nair into the corner or something and you messed up your dash. But if you did the nair like with the intention of actually reading the Sheik like dashing forward like this, I feel like why not just drop to the ground and like up tilt or drill or hold crouch and shine, right? Like there's like a plethora of things you could have done that could have ended up being way more relevant / lead to a bigger punch than the snare. Does that like make sense? Yeah.
I think I was influenced by a BDW video that I watched 30 minutes before where he was like, yeah, just spam what's it called? Spam fadeback aerials.
I actually don't think that's that good of a plan, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree. And I like talked to Graham about it, but I was like, I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna see how it goes and not think about it.
Clearly is not going that well as you hit a nair on the Sheik. You miss a punish on a forward tilt before, you hit a nair on the Sheik, get no combo off of it, and it's like yeah, maybe not the best. But yeah, even in spots like these, this goes back to what I was talking about before, where it's like even in spots where you technically hit the Sheik, it shows that there's still things you could have been doing better, and so it's like it is worthwhile to like think about like if these spots do not go exactly perfect, meaning you get like your best combo starter, then that means that there's probably something left to be desired, and you could like think about it and like decide if you can or cannot actually get like the best hit. Like, did you get the best hit, and like try and figure that out. And even spots where they go well, it's super important to be like critical of them.
So were you saying up tilt or drill or
Um, you could have like after landing, since you had your back turned, you could have up tilted. You could have done like dash dance drill. You could have done like you could have held crouch in that spot and then shined when Sheik started dashing forward, and it would have like ended up lining up with her like trying to run forward in this position or like
yeah,
grab or something. You could have. I mean, those are like the most relevant options, I think. Either dash
yeah,
back, dash in drill, up tilt, or shine. If you want to read her
yeah.
dashing forward. Nair doesn't actually do that good of a job because she's at 0%, right? Or 16, I guess, technically. Like, this was pretty bad. You, like, short hopped without really reacting, then you're like, fuck, I need to get to the ground because he's charging needles. And then you, like, kind of, like, autopilot full hopped. I feel
Yeah.
like if you I mean, I feel like when you did this full hop, you're like really looking for like you're like fuck, Sheik's charging needles. What if she's still charging needles? But like, I feel like if you're really scared of her charging needles and want to be ultra safe, you could have just dash back shielded, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Flashback shield seems better.
yeah, if you're gonna be scared of needles. Now,
That's
I
what I
also
would have.
think, yeah, I think not being scared of needles is like also a totally reasonable thing, and like holding your space in this spot and like maybe starting to dash dance or something is also totally good.
Yeah.
You did a classic Fox thing, which is like
Mash A button.
you get hit by Sheik aerial, and you're like, "Damn, got hit by Sheik. Wonder if down tilt will work." It will not work.
Yeah. It's getting too far away.
It just doesn't like actually work. You have to like
Fair.
dash and play the mix up that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh. I forgot to like even pay attention to what happened. This is freaky. That was a good nair. I feel like
Up smash didn't kill. I was like, I think I said to Graham, I was like, Billy would be disappointed.
it was. There's like more that I didn't like about it. I feel like after the snare, you like did a. So the main issue is with how you did the nair. You did a poor job, like actually accounting for where the Sheik would end up after the nair, given both your drift, like because you have to land and like slide, and where
Probably
Sheik would be
turned it
given
in
she's
front of her a
shielded.
little. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you could stop further forward and then like actually be in front of her because you know if you shine her towards center here, if you assume that she's gonna go towards center here and then you do like shine wave dash back and she is actually in front of you, that's like fucking horrible. Like it's just like the
Yeah,
position's
'cause you're in
actually
the
pretty
corner.
awkward and it's like not good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch one more interaction and then wrap up. I feel like
Okay.
we talked about it a lot and actually about to go over time. Aw.
Yeah, that dash attack wasn't relevant.
Yeah, I feel like the lasers are pretty shitty too. It's
Yeah, I'm
like
just autopiloting.
yeah, it's like you up smash the Sheik and it's like, oh man, gonna laser her, but I see this and I'm literally like running up and like, you know, crouching here, wave dashing under here to like try and get set up the up tilt that I talked about. Or like maybe I'm like full hop nairing up here, like I'm trying to like shark the Sheik. But I feel like when you do these lasers, you no longer like well, if she just landed, you no longer had like the availability to shark her.
I'm not actionable.
Yeah, and then once you like get under her, and since you like what ended up happening is since you did these lasers, if she just fell, it would have been pretty awkward. And so then you like full hop to like maybe like protect yourself or be safe or something, right? And now look at how it sets up, and she's fast falling from her double jump as you're landing, and it's like fuck, I can't like actually do anything that like good here, right? And so it's like I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's just don't do those lasers or whatever, right? But there's like a good amount of like you know reasoning why and how it like makes things end up going. How it's like a compounding, like the snowball starts rolling when you play that situation poorly initially. Okay, well, I guess let's get to wrapping up.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so we talked about a good amount, but I mean, honestly, it's just like, we talked about some screen looking positions. It was mostly full hops where if you're gonna full hop, why not be as reactive as possible, right?
Yeah.
That's like your goal when doing it partly is to both be reactive and also like have it cover a broader set of options. Um in general, there's a lot of spots where it ended up being like a scrambly sort of thing, but you were like, you were able to react, and then you reacted poorly and ended up not getting like real value off of it. Like the one position where you wave dash down in front of the Sheik, or I think it was wave dash down in front of the Sheik, and she was like down tilting, and you like totally didn't realize that she was down tilting, and you like decided to jab, and then after jabbing you're like, oh, she was down tilting when I hit her, but it's like you didn't, both in the first sense you didn't judge that she was down tilting initially, and then afterward you didn't actually judge that like she was when you actually saw the down tilt, you didn't do a good job judging that the down tilt was late, right?
Yeah.
And so you couldn't have actually punished it. um we talked about the one position with Sheik dashing forward where you were dashing forward and kind of like given that you reacted, how would you play this position out? What are your decisions? And that's kind of like use that as like a framework for approaching more situations where it's like, something happened that you clearly reacted to, right? But I
Yeah.
want to like, you want to do something about it. How do you like approach those situations? How do you approach learning those situations and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Um
And then relevant options.
Yeah. And then what else was it we talked about? We talked about, I mean, Sheik's ground options in some sense, but I mean, Sheik is good at dealing with you on the ground, and you got to do the deed. You have to have good
Yeah.
defense against those spots and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Was there, or I guess you have any thoughts on the things that we covered before?
Yeah. I mean, watching this, I think the punish suggestions were definitely helpful. I think I'm implementing more of those. I think the next thing to work on, I'm gonna like I still don't feel like 100% on that, so I'm gonna keep working on that. But
Mhm.
the next thing I'll probably work on is the full hop stuff, and then um I guess like the so like we talked about like several different instances of reaction points.
Yeah,
Um I think the most common ones that I encounter are like wave dash down and full hop.
yeah.
So I'm gonna start trying to practice those in friendlies,
Hmm.
um, and doing relevant options to come down. Um, Otherwise, it's just about doing like relevant options in neutral, like trying to whiff punish things with like running shine instead of dash attack, or
Yeah.
drill instead of nair.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that all sounds good. Um, I don't really have much else to say. Uh,
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep working on that.
yeah, cool. Sounds good. Again, I mean, you've been pretty diligent about it, but like, still, if you have questions, obviously you can ask me. Whenever you feel like you're confused, or maybe you feel like you've thought of the situation and you want like, second opinion on it, anything of that nature, you could always message me for, and I'm sure I'll give you at least a little bit of an answer.
Improve my my anti pop offs.
Oh,
How
so
do I?
true. I don't, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you have to ask Cody for that one. He's the goat.
Yeah, I'll DM.
Yeah, yeah. How do I shame
Cool.
my opponent after they've beaten me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess have a good rest of your weekend slash first or 4th of July. Um.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
good. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Cool. Later.
Bye.
Bye.